Hey, what's up guys? I'm Tom, and I want to share you this clip from MKBHD. It got me super excited.
How does an idea go from, hey, here's an idea, and what is like the process of getting it into, okay, now it's going to be made into a video and now we're publishing?
The review process begins basically with me.
This is from an interview from the full story of MKBHD by Colin and Samir. And Samir, my guy, you're asking the right question.
Thanks, Marques.
Marques Brownlee is one of the most influential names in the tech and review niche. But my question was always, how does he do it? How does he make such amazing videos about stuff? And can we learn something from him and apply it in our reviews? We'll be able to figure that out thanks to today's sponsor, Skillshare. Now, I took his course and all the videos that I analyzed, merged them together. I think I cracked his process.
So the device will show up. I will do all my testing and everything. The review process begins basically with me writing all the things down that are going to go into the video. I have a Google Doc that I start adding all of my thoughts to that will slowly morph into a script, kind of like baking a cake, but you can see it being baked.
Something that's clear to me after deep diving into his style is just that the viewer experience is what's central in his videos. The way Marques does this is by using realism in his shots. Notice how he shoots his videos from mostly a POV that's just similar to your own. Because the heart of a review is just testing your product and sharing your honest thoughts in a structured manner. I think what's interesting here is that he writes everything that just pops up into his head into a notes application. He can then later select what's relevant to his audience, and viewers might check in for entertainment, or you just have another audience that just might want to buy the product. So from those notes, he tries to find like a common thread that he can present to both these audiences. Is it better than the previous version? What's improved? And did they drop the ball here? What do you need to know if you're buying this product? Or should you buy this? Or maybe look at something else? And slowly, from these random thoughts, a script is formed. I didn't know this before, but while writing, he'll have text in bold. And this is what will become the talking head parts of what you're seeing right here. All the rest is basically one big shot list for the B-roll he and his team still can capture later on. That way is just so much faster than...
So as I finish writing, they can see this pie baking as like a shot list and go through and get some of the B-roll of, oh, he talks about the speakers, so let's get some shots of the speakers and let's get some shots of the cameras and the general device. We'll get a spec shot, we'll set up some top downs, things like that. Stuff that I would ordinarily also have to spend time doing later.
Now to see what shots he's really talking about, I took 5 of his videos, being a unboxing, reviews and explainers, and I tried to reverse engineer the cuts and organize these into smaller blocks in different shot types. And for a MKBHD timeline, that means having A roll with talking heads, then B roll which is subdivided with product shots, the point of view of the product, a top down. Besides that, he also likes to throw in some pictures or screen captures. Of course, we have the famous intro and outro, and maybe some transitions. And ta-da! Now we have somewhat of a representation of all the building blocks that he uses in making a review. What's interesting is, like in my breakdown of Matt Diavella, is that he shoots all of his B-roll first before actually thinking about A-roll. Remember I said he's always thinking about realism? Well, basically what it comes down to is he's trying to emulate what it feels for you, the viewer, to really hold a product in your own hands. These are what he calls the first-person shots. Interestingly, he also shoots these first-person POV shots in all different scenarios. In the office, sitting in a couch, walking, or even outside. Everything to show real environments the end user would use these products. And to give some scale and context, he might also add a third-person view, where you would see Marques using the product. Yeah, I think it's pretty good to show yourself more in the videos. Remember 10 years ago where actually all you could see were just the hands and you could hear the voice? Well, doing this now, he is just adding a little bit more familiarity and also a recognizable face to his brand. The crème de la crème. His top-down shots is something they always strive for. The mini set he designs with his gazillion of backdrops is just so pleasing to look at. And here you can see how much set design does to make a shot interesting. And then finally, there's a $250,000 shot, or well, the shots he makes with a $250,000 robot. And I think we know that this is not something that us mere mortals can just replicate. But they definitely make his intro shots stand out and hook the viewer. Now, if you're wondering, like, how the hell does he make these shots? Well, we know about the shot types, but how does he actually do it? Well, there are a few things that I also seen come back again and again. Products in context, meaning he is using them, remember that POV, or in the environment they would be used. Mostly these are shot with a wide lens. Then products on their own, they would be shot in a more medium kind of shot, so probably with a zoom lens. And of course, the product details, they will be shot in the macro.
Then we basically set up the talking to camera part and then fill in the blanks basically within the edit.
Now, this breakdown wouldn't have been possible without MKBHD making an entire class on his process on Skillshare, today's sponsor. I think if you really want to deep dive into what he's doing, this is a perfect opportunity to have a look at the filmmaking techniques that he uses, but also his editing process, which is half of the story. He guides you from researching your topic, hooking your audience, to behind the scenes of shooting a video and that tedious editing process. But the cool thing is the first 1,000 of you can join down below with the link to get 1 month for free. The course itself, it's about 1 hour and 14 minutes. So that leaves a lot of time to still invest in other courses. And you know, with that, you can just become a better creator a little bit every day. I think I should write these ads. Now, but seriously, there are a few things that I didn't see come back in his course. That's what we're gonna be talking about now. He allows for the A-roll just to be a really good portion of the video. Most creators, including me, we cut away pretty quickly just to try not to be boring when you're watching our faces. But he steadily shows himself talking for 1 minute, 1 minute and a half, without even breaking a sweat. Now, I asked myself why, and 2 things come to mind. First, he's a naturally chill and interesting dude. He doesn't hype up like other creators.
This is the most expensive firework in the entire world.
He also just looks like a normal guy which you just want to hang out with and talk tech, right? Number 2, we all know when we're watching a talking head portion that our eyes will just scan the entire frame for things we might find interesting. And he capitalizes on that by just having an awesomely designed set. This includes the use of many props and just leaving little Easter eggs throughout all of his videos. Once you notice, I want you to go back to his older videos and notice if you can see what he's talking about. Now, retention-wise, this is just non-brainer. Because people will go back, people will go into the comments, and all of these things are signals to the algorithm of like, hey, there's something going on here in this video. Let's try to push it out to more people.
It all comes together in the edit, which is just me sitting in front of the computer for a few hours till my eyes bleed. And then that's it. Then it goes up to YouTube and it's published.
But if you want to improve the storytelling in your videos, go check out this video. Here I do a deep dive of Casey Neistat, you know, the master, the king of storytelling himself. I just have one word for you: transitions. Yeah, we'll see you there.